Hello everyone, my name is Adam and I teach English. And in this podcast, we're going to discuss the differences between to know, to wish I knew, had known, and I wish I had known. To know something is to be familiar with, to have an understanding of, or to agree. So let's take a look at each of the examples, starting with to be familiar with. So in this case, we say, I know how to repair a car. That means that we are familiar with repairing a car. I know how to run a company. That means that we are familiar with running a company. To have an understanding means to know how something works. For example, I know about architecture. So this means that I have an understanding of what architecture is. I know most of the presidents of the United States. I have an understanding of most of the presidents of the United States. To agree is to agree with somebody. So if someone says, today is a beautiful day, we respond with, yes, I know. And that covers to know. Let's continue on to wish. To wish is when we want something that isn't nearby or possible at the moment. For example, we can say, I wish I had a lot more money. That means that the money isn't here yet. Also, we can say, I wish it would stop raining. And we can also say, I hope it stops raining soon. Do you wish you lived near the ocean? And this is when we're asking someone if possibly they've considered living near the ocean, or if they wish they could live near the ocean. Also, we can use to wish to say that we wish we had the ability to do something. For example, I wish I could swim faster. I wish you stopped making all that noise. And that is an example of a request. We can also use to wish to say that we regret something. For example, I wish I had studied more in school. I wish I didn't spend so much money. And that covers to wish. Now let's discuss knew, as in I knew something. Knew is the past tense of to know. So I knew something is past tense, and it's possibly something that I forgot. And here are some examples. I knew all the US presidents, but now I only remember some, or a few. I knew all of the US presidents, but now I only remember some, or some of them. Another example is, if I knew her phone number, I would call her now, but I don't know her phone number. Another example is, if you only knew how much effort it takes to do the best job, or the best job possible, meaning that it takes a lot of work. So now let's combine wish and knew. We know that wish is when we want something, and knew is the past tense of to know. Let's go over some examples. I wish I still knew all of the US presidents. That means that I want to know the US presidents, but I forgot them. I wish I knew her phone number. That means that I wanted to know her phone number, but I don't know it. He wished he knew how to swim faster. He wanted to know how to swim faster. And that covers I knew. Let's continue with had known. Had known is the past perfect of to know. So in other words, this occurs when we're familiar with a situation and it has an effect on us now. It isn't new or recent. So past perfect means that it has an effect on us now. Here are some examples. He had known that sailing is dangerous. This means that he knew that sailing is dangerous and it has an effect on him now. So we're using the past perfect had known. Another example is, if I had known you were waiting, I would have come sooner. So in this case, it's if I knew you were waiting, but we're using the past perfect because it has an effect on us now. So once again, if I had known you were waiting, I would have come sooner. And that covers had known. Now let's discuss I wish I had known. Wish had known is the past perfect of to want to know. In other words, this occurs when we wished we had known something and it has an effect on us now. And here are some examples. I wish I had known that it was going to rain today. I would have taken an umbrella. Another example is, he wished he had known the names of all of the US presidents. He would have done better on the test. And that covers I wish I had known. And I hope this was helpful.